Hey guys, CFO Gamer here. Wanted to do a quick video. We may have to break it up into two parts, depends on how long this takes, but you can see I got tons of battle pet items on here. What I wanted to do is I'm level 49 and I'm just at the beginning, so I got 2,500 out of the 154. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you a loop I like to do with pet battles, and I think it's going to get me this whole level. I want to see if I can do it in less than 30 minutes. We'll get a stopwatch out. May have to break it up into two parts. I'm hoping I can get it done in less than 30, but we'll see. And one of the important things about this, make sure you have your war mode turned on. You get 20% bonus to experience. But I just want to show you real quickly how I do that. And so basically what we're going to do is there's one quick battle pet quest that I like to do. In Draenor. No, sorry. Anyways, it's right outside your garrison. I don't remember where it is on the map at this moment, but let's get this started. So if you got your garrison set up, you got your garrison Earthstone. So obviously, yeah, actually I did click on the map for Draenor. Anyways, so you have to have your garrison set up, and you have to have flying. So those are some key things to be able to do this one. But I would say this is just one quest. I think you might actually be able to get all of it done. You might not get a whole level, but get pretty close. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to Pandaria, and there's 11 quests here. And so I'll talk about briefly, we'll do this one, and then once we hop over to Pandaria, we'll talk about the pets you'll need. So I played a lot during the old expansions, and I did a lot of these pet battles, so I've had all the pets you kind of need to do these. And I'll put a link in the notes of another video that I did that tells you how to set up all these up. So in Rematch, you can import teams, and you can import the different strings so that you don't have to memorize all of them. And then the other benefit too, it'll automatically switch you between your teams. And so you can see you get 8,000 experience, and then from completing the battle, I think we'll also get about 3,000 to 4,000 experience. So we're gonna get about 12,000 XP per battle we do. You can see just flying out here, we're about 2 minutes in. And right now I have my Hearthstone set up to Snug Harbor, which is not where we're headed next. So you could even, if you have your stone set up for Pandaria, it'd be a little bit quicker. You know, if you're gonna set this up and just do these pet battles on the characters to level, you can probably go ahead and set that up safely. What I'm gonna do, since I have a Snug Harbor, I'll probably go to Snug Harbor, click the portal, and then go through the portal to Pandaria, and I'll show you why. The loop that I do, I like to start that way. Other people have suggested the loop, you know, straight out of the middle when you set up your Hearthstone. Either work fine, so it's just your preference. And then the other benefit of doing this loop is we're going to get a ton of experience in level pets. So if you got some pets you want to level, and you follow these quests, and then I wasn't paying attention how much experience we got there, but you can see, yeah, about 12,000. All right, so we'll head back to Snug Harbor. And you're also going to collect some other things along the way. You can get these Earth Spirit or Pandarian spirits. Those sell quite well, 3,000 to 4,000 gold. They don't sell often, but they do sell from time to time. All right, and so I have Snug Harbor set up as my Hearthstone, and then we're going to come down to the portal and go into Stormwind. And the reason I like this is it'll drop you in the tower, and then you can jump straight into the portal. I believe it's right here. So we're going to jump into the Jade Forest. And so I like to start my loop from here. There are others that start from, the shrine, and then I think they maybe come up and do this thing. But I like to start here, and I just go across and like that, kind of like a circle working in. Oh, and I wasn't paying attention there. Shouldn't have run into that. So we're about 5 minutes in. I'm not sure this is going to get done in 30 minutes. But we'll see. And so when we talk about the pets, you can see the Zandalari Ankle Render. You can see the Anubash. I don't even know how to say that. Idol is good for a couple of them. Terraclaw Hatchling, and then the Chromius is on a bunch of the teams. So there's probably about half a dozen pets that you'll need to do these.
Welcome.
I don't quite remember exactly how hard each of them is to get.
Tell me of your travels. I hope to see you
I think
again
most of them
soon.
you can buy off the auction house if you have enough gold. That might not be the best way. Maybe after I do this loop, I'll put a video together that just talks about all the pets and where to get them and kind of how to go about getting them. That way, if you think this is a good way to level, you can then have a video that explains how to pick up all the quests or all the pets. And I don't necessarily recommend this path as the fastest way to level. The reason why I like to do it, I've got about 10 alts on this account because I like to have all the professions to be able to transition between them and make some gold. And I don't know, I just get to a point where doing dailies constantly on one character gets a little boring. The other benefit is when you get to the daily quest for the pets and you want to collect the charms, you can repeat the same quest on multiple characters. So, if you're wanting to get more charms, it's a good way to get them faster if you have them. I mean, you can see I've got tons of pet battle things on these flawless training stones. I've got 300 of them. I got 640 shiny pets, and I actually just spent a lot of these recently. So, you can get tons of stuff for pet battling if you have multiple characters. So I don't like to, necessarily repeat all the quests to level through multiple. It levels a lot faster these days, but it still can kind of get repetitive. So what I often will do is maybe I'm actually watching a movie, and this just requires a little bit less focus, especially when the teams just rotate, and you have rematch set up. If I had to sit there and switch out the teams every time I got to, each quest and had to remember or pull up, the strategy for each, and, hit 1, then 2, then when this happens, hit 1 again, and then when this, then switch to the pet. If I had to remember all that stuff for all of these, obviously this would not be quite as, just something you can go do quickly. It might not be good, but I can watch a movie, just kind of have this going, fly between them, hit A over and over and let it repeat the steps. So, it's, the other thing is, 1 level in 1 day, so you can't go burn through 4 or 5 levels in one if you want to have a big grind session. Just a different way to level and level up your pets and do the game a little differently if you're interested in it. So we're about to the 10-minute mark, and we're really only getting to the second of 12, I believe it is, in total. But I think this should move a little bit faster as we get flying in between these. And one of the other things you can do, so I don't necessarily have everything on all the alts, but especially like if you've never played Pandaria, or sorry, maybe you haven't played it on an alt. If you have unlocked flying and unlocked all the zone, you can go, if you're on Alliance, to Ironforge, you can buy a toy. Show it to you real quick. You can buy these scouting maps, and it will unlock all your flight paths. So I've got it for Pandaria, Draenor, BFA, and Broken Isles. So you can get those. So on other characters, I know I started doing some of these pet battles in Pandaria and realized I didn't have all the flight paths or hadn't been somewhere. And so that'll just open up your whole map for you and get your flight paths. So you'll see I manually fly to most of these, but there's a couple where I like to take a little break and hit the flight path because it drops you off in a convenient location. And then, that allows me to take a minute or 2 break from actively flying if I need to. And one thing I would like to test, so this one, I'm guessing at this point is probably going to take about 45 minutes to do this full loop. But I am interested to test on another character and see, when they went to Legion and they changed the way the dailies worked, they don't necessarily give experience like these do, where you're actually picking up a blue check mark and completing a quest. I'm interested to see how much experience you can actually get by doing all of the older content where you can get these quests. So doing all of them in Draenor, all of them in Pandaria, and then I think Burning Crusade has a few, and then even Cataclysm. I probably won't add Cataclysm into that just because the zones are so spread out. There's a few quick ones to get to, but I also want to see it just from a time commitment, because yes, if you could do all those in 1 day, but if it takes you 8 hours to do it, it's not really realistic. So I'll do this video, but then we'll try and do one where we get through all of them, because there's these. But if you look at Broken Isles, so the Legion won't have it, but like Northrend, oh yeah, Northrend. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Draenor has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Outland's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just kind of test them out and see how that works. In the old world, the classic, they did add in a lot of pet battles. So those are good options too. I have another video that shows a very quick path of doing 5 pet battles, which I highly recommend because you can do it in about 15 minutes. So it's a great option. You know, it only gets you about half a level each day, but you know, it's another way just to get some leveling done quickly if you just have a few minutes and want to do something different. You know, I think another thing to mention with these strategies, sometimes they do not work. I've done this quite a bit. This is probably my 3rd or 4th character that I've leveled from 45 to 50 with just doing these pet battles. I've had a pretty high success rate. Hopefully, by saying that, I won't have it miss, but it's probably been 95%. I can only think of, you know, a couple times where these strategies haven't worked and I end up having to reset. So it's been worked out pretty well in that regard. You know, as I'm going along, I like to just revive the battle pets. You will see the characters repeat, and you know, I probably should have waited till after this one, because the next 2 use the same idol. So maybe I should have waited. Getting an 8-minute cooldown. We'll see. Can always burn a bandage. I've only got 251 of them. Well, 390 spread across my characters. And I've got my safari hat, so I always keep that on just to be able to level the pets a little extra. And I do have food. I can always use that and get even more experience when I'm doing this, but tends to give quite a bit of experience, so I don't usually worry about it. I honestly just don't even think about those, even though I probably should.
What is it?
Especially in this instance where I'm going to do all 12. This one is actually one of the slower ones because it levels 2 pets, but it usually works out.
gives you strength.
You can see what I mean by how long this one takes.
We are the Watchers on the wall.
An important thing to note, too, is when doing these, you can see I've got rested experience maxed out. Rested experience only burns when you're killing monsters. So in this case, you're not actually utilizing any rested experience while doing these quests. So, if you're wanting to reserve some of your rested experience or get the benefits of that, you do not lose that. While doing this. right, so that is halfway through the loop. And what we're going to do, I'm going to break this up in 2 videos. We're about, it said 26 and a half minutes. I clicked the wrong button. So to get through half a level, we were 2,000 in, we're at 51%, so it's exactly half a level. These last 6, so we did 1 in Draenor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 in total we got halfway through, so this is going to get us a whole level. Took about 26 and a half minutes for the first 6. So I'm going to break this up into 2 videos, and we'll do these last 6 and see how long it takes. See if we can beat that. But it looks like it's going to take just shy of an hour to get these complete. So again, not the fastest way to level, but another option if you're just trying to look for different ways to level and break it up. Also, get your battle pets, allow them to level up, and then at the end we'll open all 11 of these bags and see what we get from the bags as well. All right, stay tuned for the next video.